Alright folks, Yacker travels back on another adventure. And today, we haven't even had to leave our county of Durham. Beautiful County Durham. We've come a little bit further north from where we live. Just next to Stanhope, we've just passed through a little place called Ruppop. It's absolutely lovely up here. The scenery's great, isn't it? Oh, by the way, I'm out with my Mara boy today.
Hello.
He's decided to tag along. I was telling him last night about what my plans were to do for my camp. And he says, I quite fancy that. So here he is, eh?
Well, yeah, it's nice to get it out the area.
It
out
is.
The house.
Get a bit fresh air, have a bit crack. Plus, be a bit spooky just by myself. I was intending to do it myself. But I'll show you where we are in a second. We're in an abandoned mine. It's been abandoned for a good few years now. But I thought, stuff it, with it being Halloween, I'll try and get something a little bit spooky in. I had a few ideas, but I've been looking at this one for a while. So I thought, I'll do this. And I'll show you exactly where we are now. So as you can see from some of the shots there, we're at a place called Grove Rake Mine. It's just past a little place called Ruppop in Stanhope in the glorious County Durham. It's quite an eerie place. It used to be a working mine. I think it said it started in the early 1800s, didn't it? Why, maybe maybe even earlier. I think it was the 1700s, the late 1700s. It was an ironstone mine, which mined for iron. And then later on it became a lead mine. And then they discovered, I think it closed for a little bit, didn't it? It closed for a little bit. And then they reopened it to mine fluorspar, which is what it's most famous for. Now fluorspar, it can be used in many things, but I think the primary one that it was used for was for the production of steel. It's basically like a little mineral. Mineral? Can't even get my words out. It's a little mineral and it gets used to make steel. So yeah, it's famous for the green and the purple fluorspar. And it was mined here up until, I think it was 1999. Yeah, so just before the end of the century there. But it's an eerie place. Most of it's gone. I was just saying to Boy there that there's been a lot of fires. I mean, you can see it's evident. Lots of the roofs are missing. It's had a lot of neglect over the years. There was some more buildings over there which have been burnt down and knocked down, sadly, because they're unsafe. It's a surprise that most of it's still here. When I read online, it said that it was due to be knocked down. I think it was back in just after the 2010s. They said they were going to knock it down, but I think a few people said it needs to be saved. It's actually the last remaining headgear in County Durham, which is a big feat, because if you know about County Durham, where we're from, it had a massive heritage for coal mining, lead mining. The amount of minerals, rich minerals that we have in County Durham is absolutely unbelievable. Sadly, in the early 90s, the last coal mines closed down here. All the pit gear heads got took down, and this is the last remaining one. So there's a little fact for you. The last remaining headgear in County Durham. But yeah, we'll show you about some of the little buildings here. I mean, as you can see, it's just a mess. A lot of the upstairs floor is gone. A lot of the sides of the buildings are gone. A lot of these had been the accommodation for some of the lads that mined here. In the early 1800s, it was obviously very primitive. Mining was a very dangerous job. A lot of the stuff was done manual up until it became mechanised later on. I think it was only the 50s and 60s that they actually started getting a lot of mechanical gear, electrical gear. So it was hard work and it was dangerous conditions. Obviously, a lot of the stuff you're working with in the shafts is poisonous as well. Fluorspar, again, it's not the safest thing to be handling, but the men did it. Like where we live in County Durham, in Merton, it was a pit village, a coal mine. It was a dangerous job, but somebody had to do it, you know, to power the nation. It wasn't a very well paid job at the beginning. but later on it was a little bit more profitable, but still it wasn't great. You can see here, look, there's a little drift mine. There's actually 2 drift mines, which are horizontal mines. The shafts go down instead of vertical, like this big lad here. But the drift mines, you used to have the little entry here, and you'd have what's called a chaldron, which is just basically a mining cart, which you'd fill up and it'd come back to the surface. Whoosh, there's a bird just come straight out of that mine there. But yeah, that's one of the drift mines. There's another one over there, which absolutely frightened the shite out of us, didn't it? Because when we looked in, someone's hung a doll by its neck on the inside, which is pretty gruesome, like. But yeah, that's one of the drift mines, as it says on here, 1878. I'm not 100% on this location. I've done a fair bit reading up. I always like to see the history of places. I'm really into the history behind things. But yeah, the other one is just over here, next to this little derelict building here. So we'll go have a look in there. This looks like what would have been the old stables by the looks of it, isn't it? For the pit ponies. There's like the chain still on there. Looks like feeding troughs and stuff, doesn't it? As you can see, a lot of the buildings have been subject to fires and vandalism over the years. Apparently this one used to have both floors where you could actually walk about, but it looks like it's been hit by a bit of fire and neglect, hasn't it?
It's an absolute mess.
Right, most of the roof's on the floor. Let's have a look at this. Looks like an old barn or a utility shed. So I don't normally like being a rule breaker, but the fence is already off, so it'd be a shame not to have a look in. I'm not daft, I'm sensible, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't do anything unsafe or go anywhere unsafe. But look at that, it's absolutely colossal. And this is the main shaft where they went down, the vertical shaft. So just to get an idea about how deep these shafts really are. Still going. Jesus. But yeah, you get the idea, it's deep. Mint. So yeah, it's changed hands quite a few times over the years. The earliest thing I could find was the Beaumont company, which mined for lead here first. And I think the last one was the Weardale Minerals and Processing Company, wasn't it? I think that was in the 90s, up until 99 when it closed. Obviously they changed what they mined over time, but that was the last one to own it. I'm unsure now about who actually owns the land. I don't know whether the land's public land. I mean, there's a board which I've shown you there. It tells you a bit about it, so I think you're allowed to be here. I mean, camping's illegal anywhere. We'll be camping here tonight, but it's all about being respectful. We'll set the tent up, we'll take all of our rubbish with us, and we'll be gone in the morning. That's the key thing to do. I can't see a lot of rubbish or anything here. Obviously, there's been a lot of vandalism over the past few years. We're actually reading as well that the main headgear over there, it used to extend out on the other side, but it actually fell victim to scrapmen, didn't it? It would tuck the rest of it. So they stole the rest of the metal off it, but thankfully they fenced it off at the bottom now to keep the remaining headgear there, which is a great sight. I mean, when you're coming along on the road, we've seen it straight away, and what a sight it is. The last remaining one in County Durham. But yeah, Beamish has a big headgear like that. I think it is just a recreation. Correct us if I'm wrong, I'm not too sure. But Beamish, for anyone who hasn't been before, it's a place that recreates what the past looked like in the northeast. So it goes right back to the Victorian times, and then up to the later days. I think they're up to the 50s at the minute. So they've got like a few buildings that recreates like a 50s picture house and everything. It's brilliant. If you get the chance to go, do visit. It's just near Chelsea Street in County Durham, isn't it? It is. Up near Stanley. But a lot of the stuff you see will be like this. And they've got all the old little houses like this. It's great. Anyway, enough talking. I've dried my mouth out now talking so much. I think we're going to have a look for a decent little spot. We're not going to set up until it gets dark because we're so close to the road. It's a bit obvious if we set the tent up now. It's not a law, it's like an unwritten law. When you're wild camping, you're meant to come late as you can and leave as early as you can. We'll certainly be leaving early in the morning, won't we? We'll be up for the sunrise in the morning, and we'll be away before anybody comes here. Yeah, anyway, let's have a little look in here. I mean, that right there is terrifying when we come round and see that. But as you can see, that goes down quite shallow, and then it'll go further and further. You can hear the water dripping. It is flooded. Apparently years back you could actually still get in here and go down the shafts, but obviously for safety reasons they've closed them all up, which is only right really, because it is dangerous, especially when there's flooding. But aye, should have a little walk about and have a look for a spot.
Aye, aye.
We'll see you when we find a decent spot to set up. Right. So all this water that's running by is called Rucker Burn. It's all the way down there. So the sun's slowly starting to come down a little bit. Time you on, boy?
It's 4:05.
4:05. You can see the mist over there coming in as well. We're just going to wait until it's a little bit darker to set up, because obviously we don't want to be seen to be camping. We don't know if the land's private land or anything like that, so we want to be stealthy as we can. It's a bit of a stealth camp really, isn't it? Not a wild camp.
Oh yes, it's wide open here, man. You can see
For miles.
everywhere.
There's a farmhouse over there, so we don't really want to get seen.
Let's see how Cindy's doing.
I know. I mean that. So when we got here, we stashed our bags in that building there, just because there's still people walking the dogs and people coming down to take pictures. There's a bloke just left there, and luckily we had our stuff in there out the way. But obviously he's going to be thinking, well, what they're sat there for? What we're going to do is, we've found a canny little spot down just next to the burn. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down there, we're going to set the tent up, get our warmer clothes on, and we're going to come and sit up here and have a little drink up here and bring the tripod. If anyone comes and says anything, we're stargazing. Which, when I've looked online, there's a few people actually come up here to stargaze, because there's a lack of light pollution. It's perfect. You get a kind of good view. Although I don't think we're going to get much view of the stars tonight, are we? Because it's quite cloudy. But you never know. We shall see. So anyway, we're going to walk a little bit further up here, just past the headgear, and there's a little spot down next to the burn. So we'll see you when we get set up. So we're a little bit past the derelict houses there, and there's a canny little spot down here, right next to the burn. That boy spotted. We're a bit out the way, just means later on, when we've got the lights on and we're making a little bit of noise, when we're having a drink and a laugh, we're not going to get noticed, hopefully, because if we do, we don't know who's going to come down, whether it's the police and move us on, or whether or not it's privately owned land. We don't know for sure. So anyway, this looks like a perfect little spot, doesn't it? It's soft enough, next to the river, or the burn, sorry. You can still see the headgear. So we'll get set up there. See you when the tent's up. You look like you're giving CPR. Well, there it is, folks. The tent's up. This is our home for the night. Next to Rucker Burn, just below the headgear of Grove Rake Mine. As you can see, we're just in the middle of getting everything set up, getting everything out of the bags. And then we're going to have a little wander over there, aren't we? With a candingo. See you in a bit. So there we are, all set up. So I'll show you what I've got for tonight. We've got some coated barbecue peanuts, 2 steak slices. I've got some Pringles, some olives with feta. Flies just went in my mouth. And then for our main meal tonight, we've got some brioche burger buns, some quarter pounders in there, Oh, we've got some sliced meats as well. Some of that will be going on the burger. We've got the cheese to go on. I'm going to make a burger with a little bit of a Halloween twist. It's not going to look remotely scary like, but you know. So to drink, we've got 4 cans of Stella Artois. We've got some cloudy lemonade, Taurus, from Aldi. You can tell we love Aldi. And we've got some 2 cherry cans as well there. And then tonight, I'm going to do the start of my little wine tasting. So tonight we've got Yellowtail, big bold red. Never had that one before, have you?
No, I've never tried it.
So we're going to have a big bold red later on. Going to do a little review on that and see how it goes. So yeah, we've got plenty. We've got some water there and everything, obviously. We're all set up in there. It's going to be a bit cosy in there tonight, like boy, innit?
That's what we want.
Need farting. We've got some jalapenos as well. Sorry, I forgot to mention to go on the burgers. And some onions there, so we're going to smell fresh as hell. But as you can see, we're set up just down here next to the burn. And there's the headgear there. We're going to have to try and be a little bit quiet and a little bit discreet later because the road is just there. As cars keep going past. But hopefully we should be alright. But anyway, now we're all set up. We're going to crack a can and have a little walk up there, right?
Don't have a can.
Right. As you can see, it's coming in dark now. I'll have a little walk back up here and sit and have a can. It's eerie, isn't it? Now it's coming in dark.
It's going to be a bit sketchy.
It's going to be a bit sketchy and spooky later on. But we're 2 grown men, we shouldn't get scared, should we? Nah, man. Right, we'll have a bit sit and have a can. See you when you get up there. Cheers. Chin chin, Mara.
Chin chin.
It's coming in really dark now. Some weird looking characters knocking about. Namely him. We're just chilling, having a couple of cans. Wait for it to get absolutely pitch black. And then I think we're going to do a little bit exploring. Like I say, I know there's a few people passed away here. Whether or not it's haunted, I don't know. Or whether you believe in that. But hopefully we don't hear any strange noises during the night. We shall see. We've just been sat and we says, look how weird the sky looks there. Like it's completely dark all around here with cloud. And then you've just got that bright bit there. Really, really eerie. You can just make out what's left of the blue skies behind. Very strange. And we were seeing over there, we were trying to work out what them red lights were, weren't we?
Traffic lights.
And it's traffic lights, they keep changing to green. I think when it gets properly dark here, it'll literally just be pitch black, won't it? There's 0 light pollution here whatsoever. That's what I think, as we were saying earlier, the nearest house is over there and it doesn't even look like it's lit up. We were getting a bit paranoid because we thought if we set up here in front of that little house, which was the original plan, we thought our lights would be able to be seen from over there, but I don't really think it matters now, does it? But we've got a canny little spot, so bottoms up. Absolutely terrifying that. As you can see a bit further down the shaft. Getting a little bit there. Whoa. And that'll go down for miles and miles. Just been talking there about it. It's absolutely silent. You could hear a pin drop. I know you can't see us very well, but I'm not switching the light on in case you're attracting any attention to ourselves. But it's hard to believe. You've just fell over. You've just missed that and all. It's a shame I didn't. But it's hard to believe how quiet it is here now. When you think back to maybe 40 years ago, how noisy and how energetic this place would have been. And then now it's just still, just nothing. Really eerie, actually. Picked a good spot to scare ourselves, haven't we? Definitely. Especially after we've had a few cans later. just been talking, having a little bit of crack, and we've realised we're sat down there on top of that drift mine shaft, and there's cars going past, and we're just a bit worried that they're going to see us sat there drinking. So we've come back next to the little, I don't know what it is, was it the house, the stables?
I don't know, but there's something off the toilet here.
There's a toilet flush on the floor, but we're just stood here. We're going to have a little bit crack here, stand out. It's not quite pitch black yet. We're going to wait until it's completely pitch black. Then we're going to have a little look about, aren't we?
Alright.
Because why? We just like scaring ourselves, you know. We'll have a little walk up to the shaft, and then we'll go back to the tent later on, which is where we're going to cook our meal, and have a few cans up there. So why? We're going to wait until it gets pitch black, and then we'll be giving you the tour. Right. So we were stood up there, and we were having a little drink, and all of a sudden in the distance, 3 lights come on, and we were looking across, and we thought, is it torches? It wasn't torches, it's the house. The house that we seen earlier on, the lights have come on. So we sort of retreated back down to the tent, out the way. I don't think they'll probably see us, but we were stood and we had our headlamps on sometimes. Didn't want to give ourselves away. So we've retreated back down here, but we're going to venture out in a bit. So we're tucking in our steak slices. You finished yours, you greedy bugger. Jesus Christ. Didn't take him long. Oh. Onto the Stella. Just spilled a little bit there and all, isn't it? We've been sat having a few drinks. And
Give your meat a good old rub.
oh, nice shirt.
Wow.
Nice jumper. Aye, we've been sat. We've had a few drinks. We've had some tunes on, so obviously we can't record that bit. Otherwise we'll get banned. Copyrighted. But aye, we're sat having a few drinks. The rubbish bag's certainly filling up. And we're going to have our scran next in a bit, aren't we?
Right.
So, looking forward to that. Just turn my headlight off. Sat with my red light on because it's a little bit more inconspicuous. Oh, pardon me. That side is proper gassy, innit?
Rifting up on us like.
Rifting up on us really bad. We've just been out for a little walk about. We can't really record out there. It's absolutely pitch black. There's not one bit of light.
There's no light pollution over
No
here.
light pollution. We were up there, and what we seen was, we thought it was a torch coming down at first, didn't we? And then there's a house a few miles up the road. It was the lights on the outside of there. So we thought, right, we're going to go back down and hide out the way. But we've been up. We went out for a wee, and we had a bit walk up, and you can see it's just over there. It's miles away. So I think we're pretty safe in terms of noise and light, aren't we?
Yeah, we've got a river running next to us and that as well.
So that's quite noisy as well. But aye, we've had a canny little drink. And next we're going to tuck into this. The Yellowtail Big Bold Red. Now, I've had a few of them. I've had the Merlots, I've had the Shiraz, I've had the Jammy Red Roux. We've had them a few times, haven't we?
We've had loads of
But I've never had this one. It's new to me, like I've never seen it before. But it's won wine awards, most loved wine brand. Yellowtail is bloody great, like. So it's an Australian wine. So we're going to give it a go in a little bit, but we're going to have a few tasters first, aren't we?
Oh, yes.
Before we do a little tasting session with yous. Right. Here we go, ready? Ready?
Aye.
So here we go. Boy, how are Right. So we're going to do a little bit of a review, can't even speak, on the Yellowtail Big Bold Red. I think it was about £7 on it, Asda, yesterday, which wasn't too bad. I'd love to spend a fortune on an expensive bottle of wine. We always talk about it, didn't we? We always drink wines. We can't really get wines in the normal shops any more than like a tenner. But some of these entry-level wines are brilliant. Like, so Yellowtail Big Bold Red. It's won awards and stuff, so let's give it a go. Ready? Chin chin.
Cheers.
Smell it. Just smells like wine. Nah, definitely in the taste. Ooh.
Tastes a bit vanilla-y to me.
Do you think?
Aye.
It is sweet. It's not overpoweringly sort of acidic. With some wines you get like really acidic wines, didn't you? Or tarty.
Tasting something else now.
But it's just nice.
Don't quite know what it is.
It's a very dark wine. Like dark fruits. You see dark berries.
Definitely tastes vanilla and something else.
It's got a bit of a spice to it, hasn't it?
Aye,
A
definitely.
little bit of a spice. But it's sweet, but it's quite mellow as well. Like sometimes you get a Merlot. Merlot's got that very mellow taste on it. There's not really much flavour to it or much bite. It's sort of midway in between. I think obviously Yellowtail, they like doing sort of crossover wines. So I think the Jammy Red Ruse is a little bit of a mixture. It's like a Shiraz, but slightly different. But that's like more like a sort of Merlot, isn't it? I would say.
Yeah, it's the first sort of taste of it's a bit like a Shiraz and then it mellows out.
It's really nice. Strong. What percentage is it anyway? 13.5. So it's definitely a strong one. But I'm enjoying it.
I mean, it's really good, but there's definitely better wines out there.
There is. I'll give it a little rating, innit?
Yeah.
What do you reckon? What would you give it out of 10?
I'll give it a 7.8.
7.8. Oh, bloody hell. Push the boat out. I like it. It's sweet, but it's very mellow in taste. I'm going to give it a really generous 9, me. Like, I think it's great. I don't know why I haven't tried it earlier. Yellowtail Big Bold Red. Defo recommend.
Definitely.
I'm not going to do an average like Chris, because at the end of the day, I'm not a mathematical genius like him. So we're going to sit, have a few more of these, and then I think we're going to get the food on, won't we?
Oh, yes.
When we feel peckish. I'm starting to feel a little bit peckish now, but I had like a massive breakfast before I come out today, and it absolutely stuffed me. But we'll give it a bit more time, eh? We've got some more snacks to get through.
Got plenty of time.
So
The night
see
is
ya
long.
in a bit, because we're going to put the speaker on and we don't want to get copyrighted. Right.
Bye.
So we're having another bit wine. Nearly finished the bottle of wine, to be fair, aren't we? We've been sat listening to some tunes. So we've got the olives with feta out. It's only fitting in it. Do you like olives, like? I didn't think you liked olives.
Nah, I'm just hungry.
You're just hungry. The feta is unbelievable, like. The olives are great. Never used to like olives, but I think it's come to a point in my life where I do like them. Like, tried them a few months ago. They reckon every 7 years your taste changes and your body changes. You know that? It's a fact. So maybe I changed my mind on olives. I don't know. I thought it tasted like little parcels of crap before. Now I just think the juicy goodness.
So salty.
Do you think?
Aye.
I don't.
Salty as out.
I prefer the dark ones, I think, compared to the green ones.
Green ones are salty as anything.
I feel like the dark ones have got a stronger flavour. You dropped it. You must be gob. But the great in olive oil.
Nah, I didn't like them green ones, like.
You know,
Nah.
I like the green ones. You know, the pert ones. The feta. Feta though. Unreal. Get a bit feta. Cheese is great. Doesn't matter what cheese. It's always unbelievable.
It's not great, it's cubed.
I meant it's great. Oh, shut up, you. Thinks he's hilarious. Why he's some comedian. Anyway, we're going to pouch a few of these. Oop. Listen to some music and share a bit of crack. We'll come back in a bit. It'll be a long while after when we're cooking the food. So I do apologise if we look a little bit smash burgered. As chances are we will be. Chin chin.
Oh yeah.
I've got a lovely hip flask of some homemade rum from the same lad who gave us the whiskey last time I was away with Chris Blott, Moonshine Pete, and we've brought loads to share between the two of us.
Oh, it's big.
There we go. Look at that. So we've brought an extensive amount, as you can see. We'll have a couple sipples each. Do you want a sipple of the Moonshine Pete's rum?
That's huge, yeah. That's
Huge, aye.
It's like a litre bottle.
Later, aye.
Huge.
Get a little sipple. It's about a 20 cl, isn't it? It is really strong stuff, guys. So give it a go and see what you think, boy. It's strong, isn't it?
My lips are burning.
Yeah.
I've loosened it a bit.
Thanks, mate. I just put a little bit in this tiny canteen. I was just saying to boy there, says, what is the point in a canteen this small? I mean, look at it.
That is proper spiced rum, that.
It's strong.
Wow.
Really strong. But, have a little taste.
Tastes like aniseed.
It does as well. It's got that strong...
Right.
It's definitely got a flavour of like coconut and
Aniseed.
vanilla and everything. It's like, it tastes a bit like Malibu, really, doesn't it?
It does, like a strong Malibu.
But it's definitely got a sort of spiced rum taste.
That's better than like the spiced, what's it? The,
Morgan Spice.
Aye.
Or that Kraken. I like that Kraken as well. That's a canny little rum. But that's really nice actually. So thank you very much, Moonshine Pete.
Beautiful. Which
is Dicker's relation. So cheers, Dicker, for giving us it. Very nice indeed. We'll be having a couple of them when that wine's gone, because it literally is nearly gone now, isn't it? There's not a lot left in there. It hasn't took us long. But see you in a bit. Solange.
Ciao.
So we've come out for a little pittle. He's smoking his vape because he likes the vapes. I didn't like vapes. It sounds stupid, but I used to smoke cigarettes. I'd much rather smoke cigarettes than smoke a vape. I think there's going to be a lot of implications down the line. Why I'm bothered about my health. But we're set up here. You can look over there, you can't see a bloody thing. The headgear is just up there. There hasn't been many cars coming past us there for a while. I'm kind of pissed now, to be honest with you. Like, I feel a bit wrecked. We've got a couple more drinks left, and then I think we're going to chill for a bit, and then we're going to do the food. We've just been watching the last video. He hasn't seen it, so I've just shown the last video of the castle. And also, massive shout out to my friend Chris Blott, who's out tonight at the same time. We've actually organised that we're going to meet up for breakfast in the morning, but I think we'll be up earlier than you and Mick, so we'll see what happens. But if we do, we'll be meeting up for a nice little breakfast in the morning. But we're going to go in, now we've had a little slash, have a few more drinks and cook our food. Right. So there's the pan on, heating up. In the vestibule, why it's tidy. Got my bag over there, his bag and stuff over there. And we've got just enough room to cook in the middle. Perfect.
Cooking with Henry VIII's pan.
It's 70s like, isn't it?
Groovy, baby.
So we've got the pan heated up. Just put it on a really low heat. And we've got the burgers in. So just going to let them sizzle away slowly. Get them quite well done. Got the buns. Where's the buns? Over here. I'm going to get them set up. Seeded brioche. And we've got some cheese to go on and some other stuff. So we're going to let them fry away for now. Got a little bit of Spanish meats and cheese selection, which we're going to fry off. So obviously in there, we've got a little bit chorizo. So the chorizo is going to go on the burger. We're going to fry a little bit of that off in the pan. Get a little bit of that in. Hard work, this, like. And burgers looking class. Chorizo and that fried on the side as well. Now hide that on and get it in the buns. So we've got some double Gloucester with onion and chive, which I've cut to go on the burgers. Just sizzling away nicely there. He doesn't want that other cheese on. Picky bugger. We've got the jalapenos and the sauce there. We've got Outback Heat and Indian Tiger Blood. We've got some onions and some salt. That salt's probably absolutely soaking wet now, no good. Got the cheese melting on the burgers. Got some of the cooked meat in there and some onions frying to go on the burgers. There's mine. There's his. Are you chicken in already?
No.
I was gonna say. We've still got some more stuff to get on yet. Got some hot sauce in there as well, which I'll probably put on. And, not to mention, speaking of sauce, to go with the Halloween thing, I got some scarily good Monster Munch pickled onion flavour, which is unbelievable, so we'll put some of that on there. Are you going to have some? No. You're not? No. Ungrateful. Ungrateful bugger. Ungrateful bugger. Which one have you went for, like? Outback heat?
Out the back of my arse heat.
So it looks like I've got Indian tiger blood. Either way, I think it's going to feel fresh tomorrow when we get up, like. I've got my burgers down there. Look at that. Got a bit of everything. There's the teeth sticking out. Why was scary?
Scared ski.
Oh, yes. Look at that. Lovely jubbly. So there we are. Halloween spiky tooth burgers. Why they're scary. Oh, so they're really, really nice. Got a little bit of hot sauce, 2 types of cheese, onions. Got a full other one to go. Boy, it's finished both of his.
Like,
You alright?
yeah, smash them up like.
Too full, too quick. It's horrible when you're drunk and you scran everything all at once and you still got spinny room. Whoosh. So there's my last one. Looks a bit crazy, doesn't it? It's got like a jalapeno eye. Tuck into this, and then I've got a little bit left of me can. And I think it's going to be bedtime soon, isn't it? Do you want a good like? Have you got water?
Nah, I've got water.
Right, champion. So I'm going to go glue water. Then we're going to clean our teeth. And we're going to go to bed. So the next time you see us, we'll be tucked up.
Together.
I don't bloody think so. Just take your side of the tent. But I've had a canny night, haven't we? It's been good. Spent the time earlier when we seen them lights. God, we were just thinking someone's going to come down here.
Paranoia central.
Had to be quite stealthy with where we are, but I've come to realise once it gets dark, we haven't seen many cars go past. So I think we're pretty much all right. We've had our food, had our drink, and now it's time for sleep. So the next time you see us, we'll be like a caterpillar. So I'm all tucked up in the OEX 300. It's a 3-season sleeping bag, it does for me. I'm quite a warm sleeper. I prefer being cold when I'm asleep because I get really hot really quickly. But I'm up there. He's down there, toppling and tailing. Say good night, my friend.
I don't know, I've got the back of the front here.
He cannot work that out. Oh. Good night, boy.
Nice.
Good morning, folks. Had a canny night's sleep last night. We've just woke up and come outside for a wee. And it's still quite dark. It's starting to get light. I don't know exactly what time it is, but you can see the headgear from here with my eyes, not on here anyway. But we're just slowly starting to pack away. By the time we finish packing away and took the tent down, it should be a bit lighter, which will make things a bit easier. Then we're going to get some footage up there near the headgear, and then we're going to nick off. So you can see there, that ditch in the floor is where we were camped. The tent's packed away on the bottom of my bag. He's all packed up, ready and waiting. And of course, we've got the John Bin Jovi all packed up and ready to go. So we're just going to have a little walk about as it's getting light. You can just make out the headgear there now. But yeah, we've had a great night's sleep, haven't we? It's been all right, to be honest. Like,
Lovely with that little burn gun next
slept
to us.
well. It was really relaxing, apart from this morning when I woke up bursting for a wee and needed to go out. It's not the greatest thing in the world when you can hear water trickling like, is it?
Definitely not.
But aye, we're all packed up, so we're going to have a little look up there and have a look about. I was having a little read of the board that they've got at the top there when I've got the footage yesterday, and I was actually wrong about a few things. So that tunnel where the doll is hanging down there, that was actually the ironstone mine. So that was the first shaft that had been built. But we were right about that building, weren't we?
Yeah.
It was a building like a stables to hold the pit ponies. But aye, we're gonna have a little mooch about before we leave, and then we're gonna go for Wetherspoons brekkie, aren't we?
Aye.
Nice icy cold pint of coke and a large breakfast. So aye.
Dehydrated.
Dehydrated, aye. Ran out of water. It's always the same. You wake up and you gulp half your water, and then you've got nought left. But aye, are we sorted, like?
Aye, ready.
Right, let's mooch. You can proper see the outline of where we've been.
No one's gonna be looking.
Nah, there's my notch there. There's little his notch there. But I leave no trace. There's nothing left, look. No rubbish. Not even any food this time. Normally we have a few spillages, but not a thing. Ah, well then let's mooch back up this bank. So yeah, when I had a good read this morning, that was another stables there. And these were just disused in the later years, but they used to be the houses for the workers. The big winder there, I found out is actually from a coal mine. The British Steel Company brought it from a coal mine. So obviously that lies quite close to me heart. Being from a pit village, being a pit yacker. And there used to be a massive offshot bit there, which is where they bring the stuff up. I saw there was an offshot bit that stretched out here into a hopper, which collected all of the stuff they'd mined, and it went onto a truck and then gone out that way. But aye, I should have had a really good look at the board, really. Like, it would have told us a lot that I needed to know. So just having a little walk about. So as I say, this building here, you've got a range still built in upstairs, so chances are they'd have sat up there chilling out while the ponies were stored downstairs. And as I seen on the board, this is the ironstone mine. So this is originally where they went down for the ironstone, and then the tracks will have come out here. It said there was a big shed here where they stored it all. But aye, what a place. What a time I've had. It's been canny, hasn't it? It was a bit eerie. Later on, when we were laying the tent later on, we heard like a creaking sound. The wind had picked up a little bit when we were laying our sleeping bag, so I'm only assuming that obviously it was probably the headgear, with there being a bit of loose metal on it, isn't there?
More than likely.
So the wind was picking up and we could hear that, but it freaked us out for a bit, like, didn't it? We came outside, like, looking about. We thought there was someone coming, or God knows what we thought it was, but aye, we've had a canny time. So now it's light. We're gonna have a little mooch. It's only a short walk back up there to the car. I think I've got a can of pop in the car for a seach actually, like, so we'll have that. We'll sit and chill for a bit, and then we're gonna go for a Wetherspoons. Yes, but I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. There'll be more adventures soon. I'm trying to keep on a roll lately and get out and do them all the time. I'm pretty much done with the going out days and getting pissed every night. It's good to come out and have a few drinks like this, but I'd much rather do this than go out and spend loads of money, because you've got nothing to show for it at the end of it. But I'll be on another one very soon, so I hope you've enjoyed it. See you later.
Bye.
Good looking.